My greetings, my dear teacher. Our group, let's talking about our quality research project, presented by Tania Castro, Yoleida Guerrero, Santiago Estrada, and Diego Len. So, in first place, we are going to present the problem with Tania Castro.
Theme: Analysis of the English learning process in the students of the Espejo Professional Drivers Union Type C, License Promotion 2021. Problem: Are the students from Professional Drivers Union Espejo presents problems in learning English? Formulation of problem: The profession of professional driver in the Canton Espejo is one of the most profitable and stable in the area, for which the community can enroll in the course for professional drivers, in which they must study different subjects, and among these is English. For this, we will carry out an analysis to determine the abilities and obstacles that the students go through to learn this language in the institution. Since the age range of the students is from 18 to more than 60 years of age, since they will attend from high school, university. However, has the Espejo Drivers Union, being a public institution, only requires on requirement to be of legal age. Several of the students barely completed the basic level of education, or economic needs have forced them to work most of their lives, spending years without attending an education institution, and do not have sufficient knowledge to develop a fluent learning of the English language, which implies a perception of the literal importance that English has in the life of a professional driver, so that both younger and older students may have difficulties in handling the English language and ICT tools, which can make a big difference in the performance on their theories. The language causes the students to feel unmotivated and have difficulty learning English.
The research that we will carry out in our groups will be qualitative research, since we will establish conclusions about English learning process in the institutions, which will not be quantified. Will use pure or basic research, since the knowledge that we are going to obtain from the English learning process will be purely informative, and we will not apply them at the end of the investigation. It will also be of descriptive level, due to the fact that we will base ourselves on the reality of what has been observed to describe our visions of the education process in the parallel. Will be by inductive methods, so that is allow us to observe in the interaction of the English teacher with the students. Our focus group is going to be population, the student of the Espejo Professional Drivers Union in the city of El Ángel, class October 2021, April 2022. For this collection, we will use an open interview with 5 questions as a research method to students, and so they usefully answer our questions about the level of instruction and as well as their future plans. Also, an observation sheet for both the groups of students and the teacher in the virtual class, in order to observe the education performance and the use of virtual tools in to observable objects. And finally, we will use a closest interview of the population of 32 students, consisting of 5 questions to determine their age, rank, and possible difficulties in learning the English language in institutions.
Hi teacher, my name is Diego Lema and I'm going to talk about the results. In our investigation, we use 3 tools to obtain the results. The first one was an open interview. The second one was an observation suite, and the third one was a closed interview. The result of the open interview. We did this interview to 2 students Mario C. of 50 years old and Franklin C. of 20 years old with the following questions. First, what is your level of educational instruction? Second, for you, how important is English to work as a professional driver? Third, what are the difficulties and challenges of studying English in a virtual environment to obtain a professional driver's license? Fourth, what are your future plans after obtaining a professional driver's license? And fifth, you will increase your learning of English after finishing the driver course. Interview analysis. We can infer that both of our interviewed have different ages but the same level of educational instruction. However, we observe that Mario C. of 50 years old has a structured life and he learns English if he sees it convenient for his working life. In contrast to Franklin C. of 20 years old, he has many plans ahead, but continuing with the studying of learning English is not one of his priorities. He doesn't see it as a need in the short or long term. He doesn't take it as an objective in his life plans. Likewise, we can deduce that both of them have presented a series of academic difficulties with learning of the English, difficulties that had compromises their learning on the one hand. The few knowledge about basic technological tools made it impossible for Mario C. to learn quickly. For Franklin C., the academical environment was inadequate. It was not the best on the part of their English teachers. In one way or another, left the correct teaching of the English language unfinished with a deficit. Observation suite. This was done to the teacher Cynthia M., who teaches to the selected course, as well to observe the participation and interaction by the students. Table 1. Results of the observation sheet to the teacher. This table shows us by a score assumed of the aspects that are considered low, regular, medium, or excellent, based on the English teaching in the class. Analysis. We can see that the teacher shows domain in her class, and of all aspects related to teaching her subject are found with 4 points at an excellent level using ICT with their students, but in the aspect related with the direct interaction with their students, they present a sum of 2 points at the medium level. Also, the teacher tries to maintain a stable and clear conversation with the students, as well as carry out activities to maintain attention in the class, but the response of them aren't excellent. To continue in the table 2, it shows the result of the observation sheet to the students. This table shows by a score assumed of the aspects that are considered low, regular, medium, or excellent, based on the performance of the students showing class. We can observe that the student shows 2 aspects: an excellent level related to the interest that they show in class and the interaction asking questions about the English language. 3 points at the medium level on the use of ICT, the search of vocabulary to solve their doubts, and acting in class, and a regular level of 1 point regarding to the use of the English in class. We conduct a closed interview too. An online closed interview was done with the help of the professor Cynthia M. It could be socialized to the 32 students of the class to know their age, profession, occupation, and difficulties related to the English learning. The question 1 is, what is your age range? This table shows us that the range of age of the 32 students, where the most part have a range of 32 and 50 years old, being 15 students, representing almost the 50%. Question 2. What is your level of education? This table shows that 40 of 32 students have the education level of bachelor, representing the most part, the 44%. In the question 3, how many hours a week do you spend in the work? Showing that almost the 90% of students spend more than 35 hours working a week. Question 4. What is the level of importance that you consider the English in your lives? We can see that we have 11 students that consider that English is important, and 8 students consider that English is very important. It means that more than the 50% consider the English with a high level of importance in their lives, but we can find 4 students that consider that English has a low level of importance. Question 5. Do you have any difficulty about the next point? ICT employees in the classes, no face-to-face classes, the language English in general, self-motivation of English learning, and we can see the next results. So we can find that 4 students said that they find difficult in the self-motivation of the English learning. 8 students have problems with the no face-to-face classes. 10 students have problems like in ICT employees in class and the language English in general.
Good morning, teacher. My name is Santiago Estrada. I am part of group number 9. And today in this video I am going to talk about the conclusions and recommendations of our research project. With respect to our stated objectives and through different work tools, we have proposed the following conclusions and recommendations. Number 1. We have concluded that in the driver's school there are citizens of legal age. However, most are over 30 years of age, which shows us that age is not an impediment to the study of the English language. Taking into account free time, occupations, and daily routines, we conclude that each person has a different preference regarding the learning and study of the English language for life. We also conclude that teachers have mastery of their class in the Drivers Union School. It should also be emphasized that they dominate concurrent technologies such as ICT, information and communication technology, tools for teaching the English language. However, in the interaction directly with their students have a medium level, despite being attentive and carrying out activities to maintain the attention of the class. However, the response of their students is conclusion number 2. The research tools allowed us to conclude that the students have little knowledge of the technical tools. The students of the union use ICT only when the classes require, and that prevents a good learning of the English language. Number 3. The students have age ranging from 18 to over 50 years old. Most of them are adults over 35 years old. Those students of that age spend most of their time busy at work. They don't have time to practice their English. Conclusion number 4. Many of the students have difficulty in the use of the ICT they use in class and also with their English vocabulary because many have not studied or practiced English in their lives. The change from face-to-face to virtual classes is something that also affects students in their learning, since many of them do not have the necessary knowledge to use technological recommendations. Number 1. It is recommended that the students of the driving school take tutoring classes and extracurricular courses regarding the study of the English language in order to be updated on the subject and in the knowledge of the different technological tools for the study of the English language. Number 2. We recommended that the students have more participation with the teachers in online classes and that they ask in Spanish any questions they have regarding the English. Recommendation number 3. We recommend to the teachers some talks, roundtables, and forums which help to strengthen the bond between the student and the teacher. It is necessary to encourage and understand student psychology, provide confidence, and make the classes more dynamic and participatory. Number 4. We recommend students to watch informative videos on the use of ICT and the benefits of learning English as a professional driver. We recommend doing crossword, puzzles, and word games to learn English more actively. Thank you.